Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. I guess at this point I might as well just say good afternoon. So while you're at it, let's do a couple of things. Let's just go ahead and I think while I get organized here, we should just pretty much step into the goddess realm. Good morning, afternoon, I guess. Peace and love. I hope your day is going as awesome as mine is. You know the deal. Grab your water. Let's chug a lug. Hit like when you're done. Uh-oh. Oh, nom. Me and water, we have a special relationship. And I'll admit these last 2 days, I need to definitely step my water game up. I'm feeling it in my body. It's like, where's my 2 gallons? All right. By the way, I am goofy today, mainly because I'm having an awesome morning. And it just occurred to me, guys, I'm not at all prepared. Oh my God. Okay, I don't even have the other camera ready. The tripod that I have for the other camera is actually in front of me, like attached to my Bowflex. It's one of those bendy little tripods. So you're going to have to excuse me. I've got on, like, if you know me, you already know that I live life, if possible, without a bra. I live in booty shorts and I live in Ugg boots. So don't be surprised by what you see. I'm going to try and gracefully squeeze out of the picture really quick. Grab this tripod. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. And the thing about it that is funny to me is I've literally been sitting here for like, I don't know, 45 minutes, almost an hour. That's cool thing, cool. So when I need to do stuff that is like camera height, I just mount it to whatever and it sticks to it. It's great for outside. You can mount to trees and branches and limbs and random things and posts and poles. So I guess, unfortunately for you, good morning, Drea. You guys get to see me finish setting up really quick. I'm so sorry. I forgot. I got this this awesome bit of equipment. So Hubs and I were both recording yesterday and forgot what I was doing apparently. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you, God. Thank you to our angels. Thank you to our goddesses, our fairies, our guides for all the amazing direction and instruction that you've been giving us. Thank you for all the amazing clarity. We ask that you continue to guide and direct our messages and please make them applicable to each and every one of us so we know exactly what it is that you have for us in our individual lives. Help us to not only connect to our higher selves, connect to the divine, connect to God, but to remain connected at all times. Help us to be mindful of that which we are putting out into the world, the vibration that we're speaking, the vibrations that we're feeling, especially as we go deeper and deeper into understanding our own electromagnetic fields. Thank you so much again for all the clarity, not only just the spiritual aspect, but for the science aspect of it as well. We ask that anyone who hears this message be blessed by it. And all these many wonderful things we ask in unconditional love. Amen. All right, guys, I am ready almost. So I'm going to grab my phone here. Let me get this camera going. Start server. All right. And see if we can't rearrange this funky tripod for the cards. And again, my sincerest apologies. I just like totally got started. I was like, okay, awesome. Oh, whoops. I did my meditation this morning. So I was feeling all, I was feeling the vibe. I'm like, all right, awesome. Let's go. And then I look over like, funny thing, you're not prepared to do anything right now. Okay, work with me. There we go. All right, these legs are so bendy. Okay, so guys, I'm sorry. I got to do one more thing. I got to get the other camera linked to my broadcasting software here. I think we're just a few clicks away. Awesome. Okay, we are set and ready. And again, my apologies. I make myself giggle. I hope you're giggling too. Okay, so we're going to have to adjust the camera on the fly. Let's dive in. Drea says, what was that? Also, and also the program you used to record for YouTube. I forgot to write it down. That little thing I was holding is actually a tripod, and it's a bendy tripod that you can bend the legs around like posts or poles or tree branches or what have you. So I actually have a new tripod coming today, but I needed like a tall one because you guys remember my old one, how it got a little bootleg on us before we had this set up. And so what I do was my Bowflex is right in front of me, so I just bend it around my Bowflex. That way I can have the camera at eye level height. But the software that I use is OBS. It's a free software, open broadcaster system. So it's tons and tons and tons of videos on YouTube on how to use it for your particular needs. A lot of people use them for gaming. Some people use it to record and to splice stuff in. A lot of people use it to live stream, what have you. So, yeah. Okay. I gotta ground myself real quick. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, Drea, definitely look into it. And it's free. That's the cool part about it. And it's something that, like, you know, I always try and donate a few bucks here and there. No worries. At least if you lose the piece of paper, you know which video to come back to. Let's see what I was gonna say. I try and, you know, send them a few pennies from time to time to help support, you know, their coffee fund. But it's something that's widely used, and it's an incredible resource. It's one of those things where when I was wanting to do this, I was like, oh my God, I need this, I need this, I need this. And I started doing my homework, and I'm like, oh, I think I actually have what I need. I have a laptop, I have internet, I have a camera, I'm good. So, all right. I think our message is coming from, is it coming from our goddesses or our angels? I just heard both. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me, God. Let me just do what I'm supposed to do. All right. Thank you so much to our goddesses. How many cards? I think we're going to get 3 cards from our goddesses this morning. What do we need to know in the goddess realm today? Hello. Okay, there's one. What do we need to know in the goddess realm today? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm hearing angel deck. I'm going to just set those down for a moment. Thank you, archangels. What does the goddess realm need today? I feel like there is something going on. I don't know what it is, but it's heavy. I don't think it's me either. Okay, we're just going to be with that. Maybe it is me. I don't think it is. This one. Got it. Okay, we're going to start here. I just heard start here. I don't know where we're going to go from here. It's always such a mystery. It's like an adventure every morning. Also, by the way, I hope this is coming across okay. I can't really tell when I look at my phone, but I tried to adjust the sound a little bit, so hopefully my voice is matched up a little bit better. We'll see. Okay, guys, so let's see where we are at. I'm going to zoom that in. So the first card that we have is Vesta, home. Your household situation is improving either through a move or healthy change in the occupants. Your household situation is changing either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. Let's see if we can zoom in just a skosh. Sorry, there we go. Hopefully that's, I'm sorry the screen's bouncing around so much. Let's go that way. As long as I don't touch the camera, it shouldn't fall over. All right, that was my bad. Okay, good. Thank you, Drea. Drea says it's been, sounds good to her. She said, maybe it's me. Been a rough week. Lots of changes and info. Very heavy feeling myself. You know, it might be what I was hearing when I said that. I don't know. I'll be honest. I haven't really been paying attention to the astrology. I don't know what's going on, but what I heard was astrology. So I don't know if it's something where, like, we're all being affected. You know what I mean? You know, so I say that because I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, she's saying it's me. Like, I'm not saying that at all. Because honestly, we're also on YouTube right now. It could be YouTube. It could be anything, you know, and then, so we'll just leave it at that. But what we do know, let's shift it back to what we do know. We do know that Vesta home. Vesta's telling us that that our household situation is improving, either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. And so I think we just take this one grain of salt, you know, in terms of, well, I don't want to say grain of salt, but really we just take it literally in the sense that as we are changing, and Drea, like you said, you know, things have been coming up for you, lots of changes and info. Wow. Okay. I'm going to stop right there. Hold on. Did I leave those cards on top? Every morning before we do the reading, I'm going to just throw this out there. I don't know if it applies to you or not. Every morning before the reading, you know, I go into and I do my own personal meditation, but then also I'll ask our guides for some heads up. I'll grab a couple of cards. What do I need to know going into this reading? Sometimes it makes sense. Honestly, a lot of times it doesn't make sense until I get into the reading, right? This morning, what I got in particular, and I think that it applies to me too, but I think that it may apply to someone who's watching this. I don't know if it's you or someone else. But one of the things that I really got in particular was that truth is revealed was one of the cards. More truth is going to be revealed. There may be, and it came from two different decks, because when I got it from the first deck, I was like, what? What are you saying to me? You know, and I was like, okay, Isis, I need a little bit more clarity. And then I moved to my Isis deck. And it was basically the same message, but I was like, what the heck? And the message essentially was that as we gain more clarity, more understanding, and this is my interpretation of it, as we gain more clarity and more understanding in the world, period, but also within ourselves, it helps us to gain more clarity and understanding in other people and other situations. And there were two parts to this. Number one, there may be things of upheaval, or things seem like they're not working out like we thought they were going to work out, or that this isn't what I envisioned. So the first message was, it's okay, because sometimes the universe has to uproot a few things in order to make room to plant what needs to be there, right? The universe will bring things up in order to clear it out of the way, you know? And again, now that we are more familiar with our own shadow, we can, as these things come up, shed light on them, okay? The second part to that was, it was more so in relation to truth about maybe people, relationships, situations. I'll just leave it at that. I'm being directed just to leave it at that. And as these things come up, there may be someone, for example, who we put on a pedestal. And we've been wanting to work with this person. We have been working with this person. And now we're starting to find out, okay, maybe this person really is a fuck up like everybody else. You know, pardon my French. Or maybe this person is human. You know, or maybe this person isn't who they said they are. What I'm finding in a lot of my personal relationships is, and I'll say in friendships in particular, and sometimes in some of my work relationships and past work relationships, that again, we're using the same words. We're talking about creating. We're talking about quote unquote manifesting. We're talking about, you know, law of attraction type things. We're using all the same words, but I'm excited, like, oh my God, this is actually somebody who I can build with. And then when it really gets down to the heart of the matter, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if you know exactly what you're talking about. And even if you do, you're sure as shit not living what you're preaching. So I don't know if that applies to you or not. But that was the message that I got that I needed to know for today. Okay? I don't know how that applies to you, or if it even does apply to you. It may not. So let me look here. Drea says, uh-oh, I accidentally clicked out of it. I'm so sorry. Let me get back to the screen. Come on, open up. Okay, Drea says, I've thought that too. A lot of encounters with others, both online and off. A lot of people very moody and misunderstanding things. Yeah, so it might, I'll be honest, I haven't been paying attention to the astrology. It might be that, One of the things that I do know, in particular, that in my personal messages that I've been getting, and I'm being led to share this with you, is that as we become more self-aware and more self-sufficient, and as we understand how to control our vibration, and to take it a step further, as we understand just how much our vibration affects everything around us, including physical matter, whether it be attracting things to us, whether it be the relationships that we have with people. Think back to that picture we had up on the screen the other day of the toroidal field, or the electromagnetic field. It is powered by the heart. And that science proves that other people's nervous systems pick up on our electromagnetic field. So I say that to say this. The message that I've been getting is, as we increase in power, we almost have to be more aware, and almost to an extent, not coddle people and not to reduce ourselves, but we have to be extremely aware of the fact that our power, our self-empowerment, because most people are not empowered people, right? Because again, they're still living based out of that shadow, that fear, that lack, that inferiority complex. So as we begin to step up and let our light shine bright, and I don't care who sees it, some people aren't quite ready for our bold moves, right? We have to kind of lead by example, versus we have to approach them a little bit gentler, because they feel our electromagnetic field. And as that field is changing, even though they might not know what it is, they're sensing, their nervous system is picking up on that change. And it may cause them, because again, they're acting out of fear, they're acting out of lack, they're acting out of frustration, insecurity. It may cause them to shriek back a little bit. Does that make sense? So just to keep a heads up on that, it's when I feel things from people, I've had to stop and ask myself, okay, really, Sharita, is it them or is it me? Because sometimes I'm feeling great, but I'm feeling resistance from them. And what I realize is that I'm moving with force. Does that make sense? Even though I'm in a great mood and I'm not telling people what to do, they feel and sense that change, and it's overwhelming to them. It's unfamiliar. Okay, so having said all that, let's come back here. Your household situation is improving, either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. So take it three ways. Your healthy situation, it's improving. I mean, well, let's just take that. Let's leave that part. Either through a move, maybe you are physically moving into a new place, a new address. Maybe it's a move within you, right? I guess it's really only two ways. Or in the third way, a healthy change in the occupants. Maybe there's a new person moving in. That their energy helps to balance out. Maybe there's people moving out. Again, maybe the healthy change is within you. Maybe it's within your, total wellness is mind, body, spirit. It might be within your mind. It might be within your body. It might be within your spirit. Hopefully, it's within all three. But just understand your home situation is improving. Vesta is like the keeper of the flame. So what I'm feeling is this is more so a change within the hearts of the people, not only you, but also in your household. And I say this very personally. My husband and I just had a conversation about this yesterday. I said, babe, we're both growing, and we're growing together. A year ago, to dream about this, we might not have let ourselves. But now that we're here, now that we're daring to dream, so to speak, that healthy change in us is now a place where it was a brick wall. Now we're actually seeing wide open doors, because we are allowing ourselves that healthy change within us. Okay. So the next card we have is Life Review, Archangel Jeremiah. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. I think that's really straightforward. Resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Take inventory of your life. So again, total wellness is mind, body, and spirit. Accessing our goddess powers involves our conscious mind, our esoteric powers, and the universal laws of nature. It involves our mind, body, and spirit. Take inventory of what's out of balance. Is there one area that's getting a lot of attention right now, but other areas that aren't? Make the change. Make the change or heal it. Well, I have to do this. Balance doesn't mean equal, but make the change. The change might be within you. Am I working 9 to 5 to, because if I don't, I won't have, and I'm operating out of a place of lack? Or am I working the 9 to 5 to help me to do what I need to do in order to walk my life purpose? You're still working the 9 to 5, but now you're balancing your reasoning, your mind aspect with your heart, right? Okay. I hope that makes sense, guys. Are we getting anything else? Angels. Thank you, archangels. What do you have for us? Okay. Archangel Michael. Excuse me. Thank you, Archangel Michael. What do you have for us today? Wow. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. Let's see. I'm just asking, is there Okay. Okay. So our guides want to move forward. And they want you to move forward. They want me to move forward. They want us all to move forward. But okay. We need to learn to trust. There are some peoples or someone who need to learn to trust. You're having a hard time hearing. What is it I'm supposed to be doing? Am I on the right track? Well, is it this or is it that? And you're wondering, am I hearing myself or am I hearing God? And the answer really is both, because you're not separate from God. What I'm really sensing, feeling, hearing, spidey tingling is that I'm hearing the word blockages. There are some who are still dealing with blockages in certain areas. And the life review needs to happen in order to clear them. And if you're not sure how to go about that, simply ask your angels to reveal it to you. Now, here's the sidebar to that. Sometimes we ask for questions, we ask for revelation, but we reject what we see. We reject the answer because it's not what we wanted. Understand that if things are coming up for you in your life, it's not because you're being knocked down or kicked back or held back or told to sit down or anything like that. It's because you need to go through them, heal them, and integrate the lesson into your life. And let go of the hurt, the pain, the fear, the lack, the trauma, the drama. So we're not done with this phase yet. And what I'm really hearing is before the next new moon. And let me clarify real quick. Let's see. I think it's on the 23rd or the 25th. July 2017 new moon. And that's my fault because I usually have these in my calendar in advance. Let's see. New moon, July 23rd. Okay, yeah. So the new moon will be on July 23rd. So that's not a lot of time from now. It's a fair amount of time. Don't get it twisted. I mean, we got, what, 2 weeks? I'm looking at my calendar here. 1, That's almost 2 weeks. It's just shy of 2 weeks. So really what I'm getting from this is, I'm hearing again, now is the time. There are some of you who are ready to soar. And your household situations are improving. Absolutely. But to continue that, you want to make sure that you're taking that step back, that you're doing that life review. Sorry, I just got my hand in front of the camera. That you're doing that life review. That you're speaking to your angels. Help them to show you. Or ask them to show you. Ask them to guide you. Ask them to direct you. What is it? Where is it? How is it? And the big thing is to trust what you're hearing and feeling within you. I think the biggest thing is some of us, you're having a hard time receiving your blessings because you're so accustomed to being let down, disappointed, frustrated. You're so accustomed to missing out, to losing, to feeling on the outside that you don't even know how to feel when it feels something good. And you're like, okay, well, is this actually lining up with my heart? But because you're so used to living in here that it's hard to recognize this. In a personal manner, there are some people in my life who are waiting on direction from God. And it is frustrating to me because I can even see it from the outside looking in that they're getting clear-cut direction at every moment of every day. So I say all of that to say we're constantly being guided. We're constantly being directed. And we're being reassured again, a healthy change in occupants. So a healthy change is improving our household. That's awesome. Let's take it. Right? But what I'm hearing is there's still more to do. There's still more to go. This is a never-ending journey. We're always constantly improving. We're always getting better. We're always, there's always, as they say, room for improvement. We live in a universe of infinite dimensions. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are always multiple levels. And one thing that I know about me is we are all multidimensional, but I am highly multidimensional. It is many times that I sit here doing these readings that I am not here on earth. So I say that to say, as we reach new levels, there's always another level. There's always another level. I mean, even when you get your black belt, right? There's a first degree, a third degree, people, monks are always studying, martial artists are always studying, taking on new levels of understanding. Have you ever really sat and listened to Bruce Lee? A lot of his stuff just sounded really cool and quotable, but at the heart of it, when you really listen to him, that is somebody who seriously had mind, body, and spirit. Like, whoosh. Remember how we talked about the circles and the intersection, and as mind, body, and spirit begin to merge, how that intersection or that channel for energy to flow gets greater and greater and greater? That is a person who, it's only been recently in the last few months that I've been like, what the heck is he talking about over there? Sorry, I'm just now getting into it. So I say that to say we always are improving. No matter where we're at, there's always a deeper, higher, more interesting, level to go to, whether it be here on earth or, in our spiritual realm, in our mental thoughts, what have you. Even look at athletes. Even the top athletes in the world, they're constantly working to improve. So I think the central theme is to get back in touch with ourselves from this new layer. So when we had our last full moon, really, again, we talked a lot from that new moon to that full moon and even beyond. We talked a lot about healing, about shedding light on the shadow and healing, integrating divine masculine and divine feminine. We spent like 2 weeks on that, right? And so now what our guides are telling us is now you're at a new level. Now you're at a place, okay, where you recognize the thoughts, the feelings of lack, of insecurity. Now it's time to go a little bit deeper into those crevices. Now that you can see from this new elevation, we're no longer completely at the bottom foothills looking at the top of the mountain. Now we've kind of made it up to the first elevation, the first peak, right? We're not totally at the top of the mountain yet. We're on our way. We know we are on our way. We're climbing the mountain. But now that we've reached this first peak of being able to get, you know, above the clouds to see, we were below the clouds in the shadows, you know. Now we're starting to get above the cloud. Now we can look and see, okay, so now that I've got some clarity, now that I've got some insight on who I am, and what it is that I'm thinking, I'm leaning, or I know, even if you don't know exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing, but you know it ain't what you're doing currently, you're on the right path. So now that we're on this first peak, we can start to look around and reevaluate what is out of balance. What do I change? What do I heal? What are you tolerating right now in your life that you don't need to tolerate? I'm so excited. I asked this question in my small group coaching, one of my small group coaching groups on Sunday. And one of the girls, she was so awesome. She was like, you know what? And this is the second week we've talked about that. She said, I realized there are people that I've been tolerating. And what was so awesome about her message was she actually went and she confronted. I don't want to say confronted, but she spoke to these people and said, hey, I love you, but at the end of the day, you are sucking the life out of me. And these people kind of took a step back. They were able to receive it in love because she approached in love. But really, they were like, dang, I called myself trying to help you. And in reality, they were projecting their own fears and insecurities on her. Like, well, maybe you shouldn't do this because, you know, you've got a kid to take care of. Maybe you shouldn't do that. You know, things of that sort. And people call themselves helping us. But really, they're like putting they're projecting their own fears and insecurities on us. So what are you tolerating in your life? Are you tolerating people like that? Do you need to change the relationship with them? It doesn't mean walking away and saying, screw you, I can't hang out with you anymore. But maybe you can approach them out of love, because again, remembering our heart powers our electromagnetic field, and our electromagnetic field can be felt by the nervous system of other people. We know that for a fact. We talked about the science just the other day. So again, we have to ask ourselves, what is it that we're putting out? Now that we go talk to these people, I'm coming to you in love. Not only love for myself, but love for you. And what happened was now she was able to dialogue with these people, and they told her, hey, I'm sorry. You know, I thought that I was trying to help you out. But what it does is it gives them permission to step back and start to reevaluate for them. Dang, maybe I am projecting on other people. Her letting her light shine out of love, again, not out of force, but out of love, and then approaching these people out of love now gives them an opportunity to reevaluate, to do their own life review, to take inventory, to see what's out of balance, to heal, or to change what is out of balance in life. All right. So we have to remember, sometimes when we're feeling stuff from people, sometimes it's us, sometimes it's them. But recognize what it is and how you approach them within you. Your energetic field is absolutely touching their nervous system. This is why we've talked about this in the past. This is why you can walk into a room. It's a silent. There's two people in the room. They're not saying a word, and instantly you're like, whoa. You could cut the tension with the knife. I could feel it. Right? Because your nervous system is being impacted by it. There are a lot of times, even when I'm on the computer and I'm doing the live stream, I've got my phone here so that I can see the comments until I set up another monitor. But anyway, what I'm saying is I can a lot of times feel when you guys come and go without looking at my screen to see, oh, so-and-so just logged in. A lot of times that's what makes me look like, by the way, hi, Tamisha, because I feel you pop up, you know, I feel the presence. I can a lot of times tell how I have to gauge myself based on what I feel from y'all. I'm not mad at it. It's not a bad thing. Let's just recognize it for what the heck it is. This is why I talk so much about how much power and control we have. And again, guys, I know you're probably sick of seeing this, but let's just keep it real, because this is fact. A goddess uses her knowledge of universal laws of nature, her conscious mind, and her esoteric powers to manifest her dreams. A goddess understands how to transform situations using her highest influence by maintaining her electromagnetic field, the vibration she is putting out. A goddess understands how to transform situations using her highest influence to make her visions and dreams a reality. And so what I really want to say about this, guys, is like, I half-ass joke, but I say things on like my Facebook page, and I'll say things like, I'm magic. But at the end of the day, this isn't magic. This isn't because I'm special and I use, this is straight up universal law. And if you really want to get to the heart of the matter, this is your Bible. So often, so many times, y'all know that I rant about this because we look outside of self for answers. We look outside of self for guidance. We sit around waiting on a blessing when at the end of the day, God already told us we are not separate from him. We have all the power and authority and dominion over this earth. As in heaven, so below. Or as in heaven, so on earth. As above, so below. As within, so without. So everything that we have in life or don't have, we created with our own thoughts, feelings, actions, words, and what have you. The proof is right there. It's in science. It's in religion. I mean, I don't know how else more to, it's in spirituality. It's in occultism. It's in every aspect you want to look at. The question is, where are you directing your thoughts and energy? Outside, hoping and wishing, or within, connecting to your higher self, connecting to God? Because again, you are not separate from God. So when I say I am goddess life, that ain't something cute that looks cool and pink and on my new t-shirt, which I do love, by the way. But that is the straight up fact. I'm the author and the authority over my life. I am not separate from God. I don't have to send a wish out and hope to be blessed. I know exactly how to create in this material world. He has given us the power. So no matter what aspect you are looking at it from a religious aspect, from a secular aspect, from an occultic aspect, I don't really care. From a scientific aspect, I really don't care. It's all the same. Tamisha says, sis, I know I have to come see you. After these last 2 weeks, the spirit world has been so in contact with me. I need some answers to my questions on what I'm experiencing. And she says, it's so true. I've been recognizing my ability to speak life in real life. Exactly. And the thing that I know about you, Tamisha, is that you are a passionate person. You're like me. You don't have measures for half-ass shit. We are either all the way in or I'm gone. I'm not going to half-step it. So when we love something, when we're excited about something, we feel it in our core. And when we feel it in our core, it radiates throughout our electromagnetic field. We send out those vibrations and we start to affect the physical molecules here on this earth. And we bring things to us. We literally bring them to us with not only our thoughts and our words, and especially when our thoughts and our words align with our hearts. Are you kidding me? Because again, remember, our electromagnetic field is generated from our heart. I feel like I need to go pull that picture up again. Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page. Let's see. Electromagnetic spectrum. Let's see, field is what I want. Bear with me. I'm going to put this on the screen here in a second. All right. Let me switch around. Let me do a 1-2 switcheroo, y'all. Tamisha, you are absolutely welcome. You know how to reach me. And that is literally why I am doing what I'm doing. My purpose that I've learned about myself is really to help other, not just women, but to help other people step into their God or goddess life, to understand exactly what it is, to not feel empowered, to step into their own power, to step into their own life, to recognize that we live in a world of fear. We live in a world of lack. We live in a world of distrust. Uh-oh, I hit a button. I'm going to find one more in particular. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. I know I'm scrolling through screens here. There we go. This is the one I'm looking for. You zoom that in a little bit. So again, this is our electromagnetic field. The cool thing that I love about this, guys, when you get into the science, like, is the same thing exists around the Earth. So, if we know, and science has told us, that our electromagnetic field is powered by our heart, right? This is why people like to use them words like, oh, God knows the desires of my heart. Nah, well, yeah, your heart is showing through your actions and your words. That's why you're getting the results you're getting. But again, we know that the electromagnetic field that other people and animals and, dare I say, plants, their nervous systems feel our electromagnetic fields as we feel others. We know when somebody walks in the door, even though they're smiling, we know when they're feeling down. We know, oh, she don't look like her normal self. What's going on, boo? You smiling, but you don't seem right. We feel that. We sense that. Especially, I'm not saying anything negative towards men, but especially as women, we as divine feminine, we tend to be more in tune with feelings. All right? I don't say that in any disrespect towards men. This is not to say that y'all aren't in tune either. So, let me ask you this. If the Earth also has an electromagnetic field, and we know that it fluctuates, and we can prove in statistics and in science that those fluctuations in the Earth's magnetic field, affect things like, I don't know, tides, crime stats, politics, fertility, birth rates, things like that, then what makes us think that we are not connected to that? What makes us think that we cannot pull from that? Or, for that matter, emit to it? So we've gotten so many cards lately about connecting in nature, right? About getting out and using plants, working with plants, grounding in nature. This is why, guys. This isn't just the spookism behind it. This is the friggin' science. You want the abundance that the earth has to offer, because let's keep it real. My colleague, Minister Inky, talked about this in one or two of our last live streams. He said, the thing of the matter is nature always survives. Nature always survives. So I'm speaking not in a real situation, because heaven forbid this ever happen on earth. We've all seen those movies like, I think one of the most recent ones was like I Am Legend, right? Where the earth population gets wiped out by like disease and zombies and famine. But what happens over time? Trees are still growing. Plants are still growing. And eventually what happens, not only do they keep growing, but they'll even break through all the concrete ground and it'll overtake everything. We've all seen those movies where it's like Earth, 200 years after the destruction, and then it shows just this wild terrain, right? Because nature survives. Nature is full of life, full of abundance. And when it is put to the test, it comes back even stronger and hardier. Look at a volcano that explodes and all the lava goes everywhere, but it's full of rich soil and rich nutrients that fertilize the soil, and the plants come back even stronger and even healthier. Sorry, I didn't mean to look all destructive. I just caught a glimpse of myself like, oh, calm it down a minute. But my whole point is the earth is filled with abundance. The reason why we don't feel that abundance most times is because we're not taking the time to connect to it. All throughout nature, we're so interconnected to this earth, we can't live without it. Right? That's why people freak out about the bee population. If the bees go, we go. I think I saw somewhere just yesterday where it said something like only 20% of the world's food is not basically affected by bees, in terms of not pollinated by bees. There are even farmers nowadays. I think this is so ridiculous. Farmers nowadays, because they plant so much, like, let's just say corn, for example, they plant so many crops, that have all these fucked up chemicals in them, that then when the bees, and insecticides and herbicides, so then when the bees come in and they're trying to do their thing, they're trying to pollinate, then they get all this chemical in and on them, and then it makes their stomachs explode, and then the bee population starts to die. So now farmers are required to plant so many plots or so many acres of chemical-free, kind of like free-range corn. What the why? There is no lack of food on this earth. There's no lack of abundance. There is plenty for everyone. There are just greedy ass people. And here's the thing, guys, that I want to be abundantly clear. And this is why I'm so anal about what you post on your Facebook, what you're hashtagging my life to, what you haha co-signing to on Facebook. Because sometimes we call ourselves spreading information, right? Oh my God, look, here's another person, an unarmed person shot by the police. Oh my God, look at this tragedy in Syria. And what we're doing is we're sending out more of that negativity, causing it to grow. People know there's fucked up shit in the world. We don't have to keep perpetuating it because you just shared it and you got 500 people on your friends list, and now 500 people just got exposed. Up to 500 people just got exposed to that negative energy. And 3 or 4 or 5 or 20 of those people are going to be enraged by it, who are going to go share and rant and rave. And now their electromagnetic field is now touching other people's nervous systems. I don't care if it's on Facebook. I don't care if it's on YouTube. I don't care if you're next to me. This is why we don't perpetuate the bullshit. This is why we make sure that when we are posting, when we are clicking, when we are liking, that it is out of love, that we are speaking truth about who and what we are and what we want, because we are creating at all times. So that's why we can't use them shits like, oh, well, the Lord knows my heart. Because really, what's your heart vibrating on? Because I'm seeing what you're sharing every day. I'm seeing what you're posting every day. But then you want to talk about Jesus loves me. You better move around, you old defeated ass. I'm sorry. Guys, this is so personal to me. This is literally why you've seen over the last week, I have changed the name from Goddess Life Fitness, because it's not just about fitness. It's not about just the health. Total wellness is mind, body, and spirit. So I changed it to I Am Goddess Life, because that's what it's about. This is about helping people step into not only their goddess life, but their God life, because you're not disconnected. If you're in religion, and I know we've had several girls who have messaged me and told me they were leaving the group because the readings were offensive to their religion. That's okay. It wasn't for you. And when I started this, I specifically prayed, if we end up with 2 people in the group, let it be the 2 people who this is meant for. We'll get more, But what I'm getting at is, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But ultimately what I'm getting at is I Am Goddess Life. Again, I'm not saying this because I'm God and I run this whole earth and everybody must bow down to me. It's not about that. I run this universe within me, this cosmic universe, right? I have complete power and control and authority. And the reason why most people are in the situations they're in is because they aren't connecting this, and this, mind, body, and spirit. But B, because they've walked around and they've been told their whole lives that they're unempowered. They've got to go ask for something. And then you got to live your life according to this certain way. And if you fuck up, you're going to hell. And, oh, by the way, you've been living ratchet, so you ain't getting that blessing. I mean, it keeps people in a place. Now, I want to be extremely clear. I don't believe that was the original intent for religion. When you follow back, and I'm not just talking about Christianity, but when you follow religion back in history, all the way to the beginning, I don't believe it was used for that. I believe it was more of the principles and the understanding of what you can do within you. Now, man, in his fallible, greedy ass ways, and we see it documented through history, we know where the religion of quote unquote Christianity came from. We know that. It's not a question. But we also see now how they switched a lot of things around, because again, there were several versions before Christianity. I think of Christianity sometimes as like America, We're like, it's a superpower, but really it's like one of the youngest countries in the world. You know, in the grand scheme of history, we have a really relatively short history. So we remember that it started off as man, woman, child. Man, woman, and child. We see, and you really get curious about it, and I'm side tangenting, so I'm going to bring it back circle. But you really get curious about that, guys, just start going and looking at how many Black Madonnas are in the most ancient of cathedrals throughout Europe. So, and I don't say that to have anything to do with race, anything to do with background. I say it from a point of reference of history and how the Black Madonna and Heru then turned into Mary and Jesus. And then it went from mother, father, child, or man, woman, child, to Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Man, man, and man. A very masculine dominated religion that fallible man, I'm not saying God or Jesus, I'm saying fallible man now place people in a place of servitude. Unempowered, where now they're looking going, oh, I've got to live a certain way, I've got to do certain things, and if I don't according to what this man said, because the man wrote the book, oh, it was inspired in the hearts of man. Okay, let's keep looking at history. Let's look at how in the hearts of man, how it went from my woman, my queen is my equal, to women should not be seen in the church. You just look at the big evolution of it, and then look at the foundation of how it started. I'm not knocking religion, okay? I'm not knocking religion because it is essential. Some people in this world need something. But there becomes a point where you have to move beyond, or where you're being called to move beyond that. You recognize, wait a minute, this don't make no sense to me. How is it that I'm completely empowered and I have all the power that God gives me, but yet I gotta wait on a blessing? So again, guys, I don't mean to side tangent, I don't mean to rant, but there are times when this topic comes up and there are times where I gotta go there. Because at the end of the day, this is what I'm here to do. I know that this is my life purpose. My life purpose is to be, right? My life purpose is to show that there is another way to be. You can walk in this world. You can live humble. You can live according to, you know, your morality. But you can also have all the riches that this world has for you. You can have whatever you want in the world. What are you vibrating on? Are your mind, your words, and your actions and your spirit all in alignment? Am I saying one thing but doing something else? Am I saying I love this person but really I'm feeling contempt and frustration? So I want to just come back to this. Again, your household situation is improving through a move or a healthy change in occupants. Life review. Take inventory. Resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Take inventory. Resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. And finally, talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, just ask for divine guidance. I think y'all, sometimes we forget that our angels are literally right here. They are literally right here. All we have to do is ask. And the thing of it is 9 times out of 10, they've already been talking to us. They've already been talking to us. We just have to learn to tune in and to listen. And that's why I said, trust yourself. Trust that you are not separate from God. Trust that you are being divinely led at all times. God wants you to succeed. You're not separate from him. Her, it, the universe, whatever. All right, y'all. I realize that I've ranted. Again, not my intent to rant, but I just want to be abundantly clear. And again, I want to reiterate, that is why I'm here. So Tamisha, I definitely invite you to get in contact with me. Anybody else who is looking for some guidance and direction, please, by all means, feel free to use the, I don't know where it's at on your, wherever you're watching, but check the description for the link, and you're welcome to request a free goddess reading. Heads up, guys. Don't mind if you do it, but it's really helpful to me if you give me a real first name. I don't need your whole name. I don't need your social security number, just your first name and your email. And it's helpful to me because when I'm praying before the reading and I'm preparing, I just like to have a name to work with. Okay? Because again, as I'm preparing my heart to send out my vibration, it would be helpful to have a name to work with. But at the end of the day, you know, Spirit knows who you are. So please beware of that. I love you lots. I hope that you have an amazing, amazing Tuesday. It is a Bikini Tuesday. I'm planning on getting wet today in the pool. First of all, I'm grown. Second of all, I'm married. Don't judge me. I'm just kidding, y'all. Or am I? I want you to have the most wonderful day on earth. I'm excited. Got a new t-shirt today, so I will hopefully have some more shirts over the next... I'm sorry, I have a swimsuit top on, so my jumblies do something a little different. But anyway, I've got some more designs coming over the next few days, so... when the dream becomes a reality. You guys have an amazing day. Love ya. Bye. Oh, by the way, I know I went off on a big tangent today. If you have any questions, concerns, problems with anything I said, shoot me a message. Love you. Bye.